What is going on, YouTube? This is Jim back with your daily video. Today, taking a look at Animal Crossing New Horizons on the Nintendo Switch. Before I begin, I apologize. Whoa, let's get that light out of the way. There we go. I apologize for the mess in the background. Unfortunately, my wife and I are going to be working home, as is many of you are going to be in the foreseeable future. So my once fun office is now an actual work office with actual work things going on behind me, all strewn about in front of me. I will try to do my best to capture some videos upstairs where my game room is. It looks a little tidier, but you're just going to have to deal with it. Enough of that. Let's talk about Animal Crossing. Now, I did play previous Animal Crossing games. I dabbled with them a little bit. Mostly they were my wife's games. So she was the mayor and I was just kind of like an add-on or something. Like I just kind of helped out. But I never really got to make any of the decisions. And it really, as she lost interest in gaming, it turned more into me just doing grunt work for the man. And there was no man or whoa man. There was nothing. So this game, I said, listen, I play games way more than you. I will be the person who is kind of the island. You know, the island surrounds me and my ideas. If you decide to jump in later, if you want to play on my account, whatever, that's cool. We've been dabbling if we want to get another Switch. But for right now, we're just sticking with one. So this comes from the perspective of somebody who is somewhat familiar with the game, but hasn't really gotten to experience the full breadth of being the owner of the island or town or whatever. What I really like about this game is that, like other games, it is all in real time, essentially. So if I turned on my game right now, it would be 10:22 p.m. on March 20th, and it would be nighttime. Not necessarily the inhabitants would be asleep, but different things happen at night during the day, different activities. The lighting, obviously, is the big one in the world, but I noticed like a lot of crabs came out from the ocean. A message in a bottle came up on my shore. So that was cool that this game really lends itself to the idea of what the Nintendo Switch is, and that is a portable game system. You could just pick it up and play it. I could turn it on right now, jump right back into my world, and here I could just hang out and start running around and having fun. And do little things, collect a couple shells or go get some basic crafting materials, write a note on the bulletin board. Little things, maybe 10, 15 minutes of gameplay. I could put it down, phone rings, and I got something to do at work during the day. Or if I'm waiting for my friends to play in between rounds, like if I die playing Heroes of the Storm or something and I'm down for a minute, I could fire it up. It's nice because of that, and the game really lends itself well. It's almost like the Switch was designed with this game in mind. I think that's one of the best compliments I can give for this game because it is fun, and I can totally see this being a time sink. Its very addicting loop is explained to you very early. You hear a lot of people talk about the loop. Well, the loop is just, that gameplay mechanic that keeps you coming back, whether it's better gear score in Destiny, or better armor, better cards in Hearthstone, whatever your thing is. The nice thing about this loop is that it's very rewarding very quickly, and there are really no set objectives, which some people may not enjoy because there's no story, so to speak, other than you're just living an alternate sim life on this game console. You're basically just having fun, just doing things that are fun to you. So if you like fishing, go fishing. You'll get reward for that. If you like catching bugs with butterfly net, catching the butterflies with the net or whatever, do that. If you want to build stuff, do that. And you will be rewarded. There are so many of these ancillary quests to do, almost like a daily, but they never end. They just keep coming. As soon as you finish one, you get another one. There are these overarching goals like collect 1,000 of these or 500 of these, whatever. You're just going to find things that you enjoy doing. Now, if you want to have a more well-rounded experience, absolutely, it's in your best interest to circle the island, so to speak, a couple times. Run through everything and collect apples and pick weeds. Run through a second time and go fishing. Run through a third time and go bug catching, whatever. but you don't have to, and it's cool. I like that it is, there's a lot of crafting that is included in this game. Something that I think will keep people coming back is it's addicting to get new recipes, build them up to do your island. Really aesthetically, you're going to start to find things that appeal to you. Your island's going to look very different than everybody else's. You're going to be able to visit other people's islands and go on these optional quests to like these throwaway islands to just basically raise the land and take everything back with you. So for me, I just got my axe. I just finally got an axe. So I can start cutting down trees for bigger pieces of wood. I'll also be starting farming, so I can start farming for different types of food. Ultimately to sell it, to buy more stuff, to buy more recipes, to buy more gear, to continue the process. I don't think you'll get to a point where it's efficient in, say, like satisfactory terms. In other words, you're not going to be able to, and I could be wrong, but I don't think you're going to be able to buy like a tractor or something that will allow you to farm large plots of land very quickly. There's still a lot of manual grinding and a lot of manual tasking that needs to happen. That could maybe be a downfall in terms of the fact that when you want to become more efficient, things that mattered early game may not matter so much late game, so to speak. Although the way the crafting system works, I'm already finding that the basic stuff I've been picking up, like twigs and apples and grass, don't really satisfy the building requirements for some of the better stuff. So I need to cut down trees now, not shake them anymore. So I'm hoping that the game is self-aware enough, and I'm sure that Nintendo's done a phenomenal job with it, but I hope that the game's self-aware enough that it allows you to basically tech up with the system. So when you get to some crazy recipe 30 hours into the game, you don't have to go find a twig for it because you've already kind of outpaced that tech tree. I think that would be a good substitution to something like Satisfactory or other kind of factory type games where you become more efficient at doing something in bulk quantities. This game doesn't have that. If I could give any negative to this game, and it's really hard to find one, I'm not a big fan of the way you place things. Now, there's a lot of building that goes on in this game. I just talked a lot about the crafting system and how my dog fell asleep. I don't know if you could hear. I don't know if the microphone picked that up. She's so bored of my review. She's like, I don't care. The crafting system, when you place things, there's no grid. So a lot of times in these games, it'll put a grid down. Now, you can pick up anything and move it as many times as you want. Thankfully, there's this nice mechanic where you rotate things 90 degrees. You can pull or push them, so you can kind of fine-tune things the way you want. But sometimes it's a little tedious. It's like, I really want to put my bed in the corner facing this way. That was a lot harder than it should have been. And I don't really know why. I would have loved to see a grid system, something like Dragon Quest Builders, for example. I think it does a very good job of laying out blueprints and showing you. Now, this game will give you a preview mode, so I guess in a sense, if you want to see a preview, but that should happen in real time. That shouldn't be something you press that loads another screen. It should just show you an outline of like, here's where it looks, and you're going to kind of fade, and then you kind of fine tune it. Oh, you lock it down, and then it becomes solid. It's not opaque anymore. That seems like a much more practical system than the way that this building does. But that is really about all negative I could say about it. It's definitely a great game to escape the nonsense that's going on outside these very walls right now. It's definitely a game that's just going to make you have fun and forget about things, and you're going to meet new people in your town, and you're going to go on, these little tech expeditions and run around and pick up things and work your way up the system. Work on those Nook miles to, pay back the villainous Tom Nook. He's not a villain. He's a really cute little raccoon. But maybe he is a villain. There might be a good YouTube video in there somewhere. Pay back him, as I said, doing all those different objectives and having fun with all those activities. And you're just going to have a good time with it. It's definitely going to be something that really, in today's era, me being locked inside this house now for probably the next 3 months, realistically, as this virus kind of works its way through, this is going to be a great game, and this really solidifies to me what the Nintendo Switch was all about. The portability, the quick jumping in, having a good time, doing a couple things, getting out and moving on to other things. It doesn't overstay its welcome, but if you want to overstay your welcome, you absolutely can. There's no weird timers. There's really no weird artificial delays in things. There are big things that's like, it will be done tomorrow. Like, I just built my house. They said it will be done tomorrow. I guess you could say, oh my God, I can't like power level through the game. But if you wait long enough, the trees will replenish the branches. They'll grow back, all that kind of stuff. And that's what I really, really enjoy. So I highly recommend this game. I think it's a lot of fun. I don't really have any good ways to stream it to you guys. You may see some screenshots on my Twitter account where I post funny things or interesting quips that I enjoy. But I don't think you're going to probably see moment-to-moment gameplay from me, but I will definitely talk about it as I hit more milestones. So tomorrow, got some really cool videos. I got 2 scheduled for you tomorrow. I'm very, very excited. They're sitting in the garage under my self-imposed quarantine. I want to make sure I don't have any of that crap by breaking it in the house because I had to venture out into the wild. But I'll get into all that tomorrow. The video here, I'm wrapping it up. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you're all doing well. Take care of yourselves. Wash your hands. Do not touch your face. And until next time, I will see you guys on the other side.